The NFL world is buzzing with a story that perfectly blends surprise, strategy, and a touch of behind-the-scenes drama. Let's dive into what might be one of the most intriguing offseason moves involving the San Francisco 49ers and their former defensive cornerstone, linebacker Dre Greenlaw. According to multiple insider reports, the 49ers front office went above and beyond in their efforts to keep Greenlaw in the Bay Area. So much so that the team's general manager and head coach personally flew to Texas to meet with him at his home. And here's the kicker. San Francisco reportedly put a more lucrative contract offer on the table than the Denver Broncos, who ultimately secured Greenlaw's signature. This whole situation speaks volumes about how highly the 49ers valued Greenlaw. This wasn't just a routine negotiation. It was a full-court press, a last-ditch effort to hold onto a player they clearly saw as irreplaceable. But the real twist? Despite the Niners' aggressive push and even outbidding Denver, Greenlaw still chose to leave. That decision alone raises so many questions. Was it about role, opportunity, or something deeper, like the chance to redefine his career elsewhere? From a purely football perspective, this is fascinating. The 49ers, known for their disciplined roster management, don't typically engage in bidding wars or make emotional decisions. Yet here they were, breaking their own mold to keep Greenlaw. It tells us two things. First, they believed his impact on their defense was worth the extra investment. And second, they saw his departure as a legitimate threat to their Super Bowl aspirations. But Greenlaw's choice to walk away from more money for a fresh start in Denver is equally compelling. Maybe he wanted to be the guy in a new system, the undisputed leader of a defense, rather than sharing the spotlight. Or perhaps the Broncos sold him on a bigger long-term vision. Whatever the reason, his exit leaves a massive hole in San Francisco's linebacker core, one that won't be easily filled. Now, let's talk about what this means for the 49ers moving forward. The front office clearly didn't anticipate losing Greenlaw. Otherwise, they wouldn't have pulled out all the stops to keep him. That suggests they'll now have to scramble for solutions, whether through free agency, trades, or the draft. The problem? Elite linebackers don't grow on trees, and the upcoming draft class isn't exactly stacked with ready-made replacements. Names like D. Winters and Tatum Bethune have been floated as potential in-house options, but neither has proven they can shoulder Greenlaw's workload. Winters showed flashes last season, logging 44 tackles in limited action, while Bethune was mostly a special teams contributor. Then there's Curtis Robinson, a veteran who's still recovering from an ACL tear. None of these options inspire the same confidence as a healthy Greenlaw, which means San Francisco might have to get creative. One intriguing possibility? The draft. While this year's linebacker group isn't deep, there are a couple of prospects who could be day one starters. The issue? Both come with question marks. One is recovering from labrum surgery, and the other is more of a hybrid pass rusher than a true every-down linebacker. Still, if the 49ers believe in their coaching staff's ability to develop talent, rolling the dice on a rookie might be their best bet. The bigger takeaway here is how much this saga reveals about team building in the modern NFL. The 49ers, a model franchise in many ways, just got a harsh reminder that no matter how much you want to keep a player, sometimes the allure of a new opportunity is too strong to resist. And for Denver, landing Greenlaw, even at a slight discount, could be the steal of the offseason if he becomes the centerpiece of their defense. But let's not overlook the human element in all this. Greenlaw isn't just a chess piece. He's a player at the peak of his career, making a calculated gamble on himself. If he thrives in Denver, this move will look like a masterstroke. If not, well, that's the risk every athlete takes when chasing something beyond just the biggest paycheck. As for the 49ers, the pressure is now on to prove they can adapt. Great teams don't dwell on losses. They find ways to turn them into opportunities. Maybe this forces them to uncover the next hidden gem or rethink their defensive scheme entirely. Either way, one thing's certain. The fallout from Greenlaw's departure will be one of the defining storylines of their season. The aftermath of Dre Greenlaw's departure leaves the San Francisco 49ers at a crossroads. not just in terms of filling a positional gap, but in confronting the larger philosophical question of how to replace an irreplaceable player. This isn't just about tackles or coverage snaps. It's about leadership, chemistry, and the intangible edge Greenlaw brought to a defense that prided itself on intimidation. The 49ers brass may publicly preach next man up, but privately, they know the challenge ahead is monumental. Let's dissect the options. Internally, D. Winters emerges as the most intriguing candidate. His sophomore season showed promise. 44 tackles, 26 solo, with flashes of sideline-to-sideline range. But projecting him as an every-down linebacker requires optimism. The NFL is littered with players who thrived in limited roles, but faltered when thrust into the spotlight. Can Winters defy that trend? His skill set suggests potential, but potential doesn't win playoff games. Then there's Tatum Bethune, whose 165 special teams snaps dwarf his 51 defensive reps. The coaching staff clearly sees something in him, but converting a core special teamer into a defensive anchor is a gamble reminiscent of trying to turn a relief pitcher into an ace. Curtis Robinson's return from injury adds another layer of uncertainty. ACL recoveries are no longer career death sentences, but timing his resurgence with the 49ers' win-now window is like threading a needle in a hurricane. If Robinson rediscovers his pre-injury form, he could be a steal. If not, the contingency plans look perilously thin. This isn't just about finding a body to wear the jersey. It's about replicating Greenlaw's unique blend of instincts, physicality, and clutch gene, traits that don't appear on spreadsheets. The draft offers no easy answers either. This year's linebacker class lacks the blue-chip prospects of years past, with only 2 players consistently mocked in the first round, and both come with asterisks. One is rehabbing a torn labrum, an injury that saps the very tackling power linebackers rely on. The other is a tweener, too small for a traditional edge role, yet unproven in coverage. For a 49ers defense that demands precision, throwing a rookie into the fire could backfire spectacularly. Yet standing pat might be even riskier. The irony? Greenlaw himself was a 5th-round gem. Replicating that scouting magic is easier said than done. Zoom out, and this saga underscores a brutal truth about NFL roster construction. Loyalty and logic often collide. The 49ers bet big on culture and continuity, only to learn that ambition sometimes trumps both. Greenlaw's choice to prioritize opportunity over money isn't just a personal decision. It's a microcosm of how modern players weigh legacy against loyalty. For Denver, his arrival signals a defensive overhaul. For San Francisco, it's a stark reminder that no system is immune to attrition. The ripple effects extend beyond X's and O's. Greenlaw's exit forces defensive coordinator Steve Wilks to rethink his entire approach. Last season, the 49ers leveraged Greenlaw's versatility to disguise coverages and unleash Fred Warner. Without that tandem, Warner becomes easier to isolate, and the defense loses its unpredictability. Opponents will test the middle of the field relentlessly, knowing the new linebacker, whoever it is, won't have Greenlaw's diagnostic speed. That's the hidden cost of losing a star. The entire unit must recalibrate. Financial implications linger too. While the 49ers saved money by not matching Denver's offer, they now face the paradox of spending more to fix the problem they tried to avoid. Free agency offers stopgaps like Zach Cunningham or Quan Alexander, but Band-Aids don't win championships. The draft might yield a long-term solution, but developmental timelines rarely align with Super Bowl windows. It's a damned-if-you-do scenario that exposes the razor-thin margins of contender status. Yet within this chaos lies opportunity. Adversity has a way of unearthing hidden gems. Think Warner's rise from 3rd-round pick to All-Pro. Maybe Winters or Bethune seize this moment. Maybe a trade materializes for a disgruntled star. Or maybe the 49ers reinvent their defense entirely, shifting to more nickel packages that mitigate linebacker reliance. The NFL's history is littered with teams that turned apparent weaknesses into strengths simply because they had no choice. What's undeniable is the urgency. The 49ers aren't rebuilding. They're chasing a Lombardi trophy with a core in its prime. Every practice rep, every preseason snap for Greenlaw's replacement carries outsized weight. The margin between lifting the trophy and watching from home could hinge on how well they patch this hole. That pressure either forges diamonds or cracks foundations. For Greenlaw, the narrative flips. In Denver, he steps into a defense craving identity. No longer sharing the spotlight, he's now the centerpiece. A chance to prove his Pro Bowl caliber play in San Francisco wasn't just a product of the system. The Broncos are betting he's the missing piece. The 49ers are betting they won't regret letting him walk. Only time will judge who's right. As fans, we're left with the drama that makes football irresistible. This isn't just about contracts or depth charts. It's about human ambition, organizational grit, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. The 49ers' next move will reveal their true priorities, doubling down on their culture or adapting to the cold calculus of roster building. Either way, the stakes couldn't be higher. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a stunning turn of events, the San Francisco 49ers have reportedly set their sights on Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, sparking widespread speculation across the NFL. This unexpected move has raised eyebrows and generated intense debate among analysts and fans alike. Hurts, fresh off a remarkable 2023 season, has firmly established himself as one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. The idea of him potentially donning the 49ers colors sends shockwaves through the NFC West and hints at a seismic shift in the balance of power in the league. Hurts, who has been a standout for the Eagles since being drafted in 2020, led Philadelphia to the Super Bowl in 2022, showcasing his dual-threat ability as both a passer and rusher. His ability to deliver under pressure was evident throughout the 2023 season, where he set multiple franchise records for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback and solidified his place as one of the league's elite players. With a $255 million contract extension in hand, including a no-trade clause, Hurts is tied to the Eagles for the long term. But that hasn't stopped the 49ers from pursuing him with serious interest. The 49ers, who have long been searching for a quarterback to lead them to a Super Bowl title, could see Hurts as the missing piece. His exceptional ability to extend plays with his legs and his maturity in high-pressure moments align perfectly with the 49ers' aggressive, fast-paced offensive system. While current 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy has shown flashes of brilliance, Hurts offers a level of versatility that could make him an even greater asset to the team. This potential acquisition would certainly elevate the 49ers' chances of reclaiming NFC dominance. The financial logistics of such a deal are undoubtedly complex, especially with Hurts' lucrative contract and no-trade clause. However, with the 49ers front office known for their strategic moves and creative cap management, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that a trade could be orchestrated. The idea of Hurts joining forces with the 49ers' strong supporting cast, such as Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey, will be a nightmare for opposing defenses and an instant Super Bowl contender. For now, Hurts remains an Eagle, but the whispers around the 49ers' interest in acquiring him are only growing louder. Should this deal materialize, it would signal a bold new era in San Francisco and potentially alter the course of the NFC for years to come. As the NFL world watches closely, the future of both Hurts and the 49ers could be forever changed in the coming months. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.